my kind introduction, His Excellency Consul General of America in Hyderabad, Mr. Joel Rahman, all the senior officials and leadership of Indo-American Chamber of Commerce, especially Chairman Shri Purnachandra Rao Surab Anini, Shri Vijay Sai Meka, my good friend and senior colleague Dr. Ram Kumar ji, Shri C. Narayan Rao ji, and Shri Shrikant Badiga ji. It is indeed a great pleasure to be with you, such an esteemed and old organization striving for better commercial and trade relationship between India and US, and I am indeed find myself honored by your kind invitation. First of all, I would also like to congratulate all our American friends, colleagues, and family members of many of us who are residing in US, as well as the staff of American Consulate and American Embassies in India. Very, very happy 4th of July, Independence Day. I have celebrated a few of them on US soil with a lot of fireworks, etc. And I hope that in spite of this pandemic, yes, also US people will be able to celebrate independence of their great nation. India-US relationship is multidimensional, and there is hardly any aspect of human endeavor where India and US are not collaborating and working actively, both on a positive side and also fighting together the evils like climate change, terrorism, and also in the current pandemic. And therefore, this partnership is very strong, and also it has seen several changes in the administration in both the countries, and still it has thrived, especially in the post-Cold War scenario. And the credit goes to the leadership of both the countries. In the last 7 years, since Prime Minister Modi has taken over, you have seen that there are 3 changes in US in the leadership. So Mr. Biden is the third president with whom Prime Minister Modi is interacting. And still and then there are changes between the parties also as per any democratic norms. But every time you will see that the friendship and partnership is going from strength to strength. And it shows the depth and the width of our collaboration and partnership on several bilateral issues as well as global issues. We are structurally bound to the common democratic values and also convergent geopolitical, economic, and strategic interests. Our relations are increasingly multifaceted and at a grassroots level also. Both the ex-presidents of US, Mr. Donald Trump and Mr. Obama, visited India, and this is also quite a significant achievement, and we will be looking forward for a similar visit by US President whenever the time permits. All such visits were followed up by signing of very important agreements and memorandum of understanding, and they are being implemented very vigorously from both the sides. Similarly, Mr. Modi and President Biden have interacted on virtual platform due to pandemic, and first such important meeting, one was on climate change and then again on Quad, has again shown the strength of our relationship. I don't have to tell you about the trade relationship between two countries because you all are equally conversant with it, and I know that the Telangana and Andhra Pradesh chapters of IACC is contributing in a great way to further strengthen the trade relationship. On the defense partnership also, we have signed a strategic partnership agreements in June 2016, and our defense collaboration has also gone to a new level under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi. The Quad has added the new dimension to this partnership, and not only the free movement in the South China Sea, but also freedom of navigation and other strategic interests are being addressed by this newly formed forum. But there are also new challenges that have come up, and two I would like to emphasize more on this. One is, of course, the healthcare due to this pandemic, which in many cases we have taken for granted in past. But the collaboration that has been served between India and US during this pandemic is also unprecedented. In early part of the pandemic, India has supported US by supply of essential medicines, and now when India needed critical components and raw material for the vaccines, the US was generous enough to overcome some of their internal barriers and support India so that India can supply vaccines not only to Indians but also to several parts of the world. And this collaboration and the generosity shown by US administration is highly appreciated by everyone in India. We should compliment and thank US administration for the same. US administration also supported India's key demand of IP waiver for the critical technologies which will enable to fight pandemic. And this also shows the strength of partnership between two countries. Last but not least, I would like to mention the very critical role of Indian diaspora, which is present in US to strengthen this relationship. And being a very important and integral part of my work in the Bharatiya Janata Party, which I interact with the Indian diaspora worldwide, I can see the global diaspora thriving, especially in the United States. Even when I was there as a research scholar and now I am visiting there, every time I see that Indian diaspora is not only being highly educated, very prosperous entrepreneur, they are supporting back home in India, many families, relatives and India in general. But one important aspect of Indian diaspora in US and many other countries also is that they are supporting the local communities. They are integral part of the local communities. And they are trying to enhance the stature of local communities. And wherever they are, you will find that the community is peaceful, prosperous, and also very quiet. And that is the very significant contribution of